Wezesha is an orphan and vulnerable children project that was started in 2013. It's funded by the USAID and being implemented in 3 counties within the Southern Nyanza region, that is Homa Bay County, Kisii County, and Migori County. The total target for the project is 22,000 children spread across the 3 counties. And basically the goal is to provide comprehensive and compassionate care and support to the orphans and vulnerable children who are from households that are affected by HIV and AIDS. As a project, we have 5 strategic objectives: to create awareness for the community on the needs of orphans and vulnerable children, build the capacity of local implementing partners to be able to meet the needs and support the other community members in responding to the needs of orphans and vulnerable children. We are promoting access to the essential services that these children require across board, that is access to education, health and referral, child protection, psychosocial support, food and nutrition, household economic strengthening being the backbone of the entire project, because when the household is economically empowered, they'll be able to provide the other 6 services. And overall, we have coordination of care where all these 6 services has to be integrated for the improvement of livelihood of the household. All the children that we have in the project have to go through the HIV testing so that those who turns out positive are put on care, and to ensure that the viral load are suppressed.
Wezesha works with 496 OBCs on care. The 496 OBCs on care are a result of an activity, or rather identification of these cases from the larger 22,000 OBCs that Wezesha OBC project gives services to. In the strategy we are using to contribute to the 90-90-90, we normally use linkages. Number 1, to the Ministry of Health or the partners that are offering care and treatment. Number 2, we normally use our peer educators to be able to give services to this household in disseminating health information, so that as many of them might be able to disclose their status as opposed to the ones that we are having to increase on our caseload maturity. After identification of these cases through home-based services, we normally again link and partner with these partners to ensure that our OVCs are fully linked to the various facilities where they can be able to access medication. From there, we further move to do tracking for these OVCs, partnering with the Ministry of Health, because we are mandated to do community follow-up, not facility-based. So we have to partner with the Ministry of Health to be able to get access to the PSC and the files to be able to see and achieve the suppression rate of these OVCs. From there, we see on what cases we identify from the PSCs that are limiting our OVCs to achieve the suppression, and those are the cases we do management on, together with the workforce that we are having as Wezesha OVC project, to ensure that at the end of the day, our OVCs achieve suppression.
Parallel to the definition of a youth, that is 18 to 35, a youth out of school is basically a youth that was unable to continue the education due to some circumstances, perhaps social background or financial constraints or any other effects in the community. So our main strategy was to take these youth and put them into meaningful production in the society. So we identify the youth, that is the first steps, by vetting them and looking at the vulnerability of that youth, then taking them through a life skills training to enable them have the general basic skills to make decisions in life, and of course to even know what they want to achieve in their lives. So we take a target of 500, that is 258 male and 242 female, that we enroll into life skills training, giving them first of all the basic skills to make decisions in life. Then after that, we take them for a locally available training, and we identify local artisans. These local artisans, we do it because they are the most available and the cheapest way of training these youths. So we attach them to these local artisans who will train them for 6 months, and a further 6 months for an attachment to ensure that this child is basically well trained. Then after that, we assess if that child has mastered the skills. We provide a startup kit to a target within the 500 that I mentioned earlier. And startup kits are just the tools that we give them. Say for mechanics, we can give them the basic toolbox so that they can start generating income. And if in case that child does not get a startup kit, if it is too expensive for us, then it would mean we look for a trade test with the National Industrial Training Authority that would give him a certificate of practicing the skills that he has. So looking at the challenges, of course, a youth is a youth. That is the most dynamic part of a youth. They make decisions that are never constant. So you would get dropouts, of course, not a very big percentage, and they would be changing choices now and again. And looking at it generally, it's workable. I can say it's workable because the youth or the children in the society that we think are no ones can easily convert into technical areas. And of course, looking at our trends, we miss the technical experts rather than the professionals that we see in the education system.
As a sustainability measure to ensure that there's continued support and service delivery to the child, we decided to support income generating activity of the LIP based on the choice, informed by a business plan that we supported them to develop. So they have been given an input of about 50,000 shillings. The project has supported income generating activity at self-help group level. So the self-help group level here, the project promoted the saving pool by giving in amount of money for the different groups that we are working with in the project across the 3 counties. So through the self-help groups, the caregivers access the pool fund, they borrow loans, they invest in their own individual income generating activities. As a project, we are promoting a family-based approach to service delivery as opposed to maybe taking children to foster care, but we are promoting a household approach to our service delivery.